Hello,
Hello.
hello, hello. Welcome
Hi,
back.
girl. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to From Startup to Takeover. So, Kim, how was your day? As you know, I'm
It,
going to ask.
it was good. I got out again today, but not too much. I try to get out when I can get out. I'm gonna get out like every day if it's just 10 minutes. So I got out today, and it was a good day. I
Well,
I
good.
when you sent me the picture of you riding the bike, I was like, oh, I wish I could ride a bike.
It took me back. I hadn't ridden a bike since I was like 13 or 14 years old. Because I know when I was in high school, it was a wrap. So it was so fun.
So I know how your day is going. You riding a bike. Go ahead, Latrice.
Yeah. I was
With
just like,
your shades on.
yep. Oh, absolutely, girl. So I normally the cardio is walking or like hit, but I used to do stationary bike, right?
Mhm.
But being on a regular bike as you did when you was a kid, for one, it works more muscles, right? Because you have to hold the bike up. There's no assistance. That's your core.
Mhm.
And like I said, the discussion had been made off and on about us as a family getting bikes, and we never did. And
So
so, go ahead.
so that means your husband was following that, like we said yesterday, booty on that bike and that ponytail swinging in the wind, huh?
Nope. Mm-mm. So
No.
he hasn't got his bike. My father got me the bike. So my
Okay.
husband hasn't got his bike yet. And he didn't know the bikes was coming.
Okay.
So yeah, but he'll get his bike. And then
Okay.
yeah.
And then we're gonna
Mm,
have the the little what's your last name, Latrice?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Why would I
Then
why would I gi- why would I give you my last name?
I forget. We're gonna have girl, I think we're on the phone. We're gonna
Yeah,
have we're gonna have the Latrice family riding the
look,
bike.
you gotta make up your mind. Do you want us to come out from being faceless
No,
or
no,
you
you're
do
good.
all right?
You're
Because
good.
if that's the case,
I be
it's so
forgetting we talk.
it's so uncommon. They're gonna know who I
Mhm,
am, which I don't
mhm.
mind, but we gotta pick what we're gonna do. But yeah, so it's a good thing. But I said I want to try it. I want to do it because you don't have to, I wouldn't have to do it long, right? Just go out there maybe 30, 45 minutes. So maybe a couple times a day, go out there, get on it, ride around the neighborhood, and come back home. Because I
Mm.
did the neighborhood, but I didn't even do the whole neighborhood, and it took 25 minutes. And that
So,
wasn't my whole neighborhood.
and that's a form of of exercise for you.
Oh yeah, that's cardio. A bike.
Mhm, mhm.
Absolutely. Work them
Yeah,
thighs, honey, the core, that gut, back, shoulders, arms. Mhm. Yeah.
it
So it's
keeps you
a
in
good thing.
shape. So it keeps you
Yeah.
in shape. So we're going into this married men social media and the trap of a sexual immorality. So we're going to go into this. So that means you're on that bike. So your man won't be on social media looking at the other ones, huh?
No, that don't go together. Because I mean, one thing
Okay.
we know is uh, a face card or a
Mhm.
body card has nothing to do with the personality of a person who's
What? On social media?
yeah, meaning
Girl, boo.
like when you say looking at other people, I think that's not going to have anything to do with whether or not a woman or a man, right? But this one is about married men are lusting after others, right? So this topic I think is good because again, we're talking about men and changing the dynamics of the family, them stepping up. And I wanted to get your opinion on whether you think the trap of sexual immorality and social media could be a huge hindrance to that. Or is it not as serious as some take it?
I mean, men are visual.
You
So
don't think women are?
say that again because you're kind of echoing.
Dang it, I am. So I was asking, do you think well, let's stick with just the men. Okay, so you said men are visual.
They
Okay.
are.
I
They
agree.
are. So
Absolutely.
so why are they on social media? Because they want to see. They're visual.
Hmm.
And what they are seeing on social media is the kind of like Instagram models, the OnlyFans. So yeah, I feel like it plays my view. It plays a part in it because again, women are trying to get enhancements to make their men see them
Hmm.
and not others, like you said, attention. But I don't think attention. I think it's like you want to be. I don't know even know the word. I keep saying the running is not a running. It's just I
Right,
don't
because
know.
this is about married men, not single men.
Yeah,
This is married men, social media, and the trap of sexual immorality.
yeah.
Right.
Some married men act single, so hey.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying, like, I was asking of trying to start the conversation of with the expectation of what we're talking about, men being the head of their households, taking the lead. Could this be a hindrance towards that direction? The
I
social
said,
media
yeah.
trap.
I said, yes, men are visual. They're going
Right.
on there to see. So,
Hmm.
why don't you think that's a hindrance? They're going on there to see
Oh, no.
something that
I'm
they're
not saying
looking
it's
for.
not.
They're
Mm-mm,
looking
I'm
at
not saying
something
it's
that they
not.
don't
I
have
So I
or they
think it's
want.
more. Ooh. So you think it could be something they don't have, meaning a particular woman, or what do you mean by that? Something they don't have?
I don't want to put a name on it. It's just something they don't have. They're looking for it or
Hmm.
they want to see it. Maybe
Yeah,
their wife
I think it's
had a
just the
baby or
availability of it being
yes,
there. I don't because
yes,
I think some of them have it. That's why you said have it. So I think it's just because it's there, it's available, right?
it is.
Because some men do have what exactly what they're looking at, but they're ignoring it because it's there every day. So you know how some things you take advantage of what you have access to, right? And it could
Mhm.
be the same thing, but because you don't have access and it seems that it's available, let's say that first, it seems as if it's available, um, then it could make you more privy to, I think, seeking that type of lusting after women, right?
Mhm.
So with me, I'm thinking when we're saying these changes, I think social media is going to play a direct issue because do some women accept it or do some women not? And if you do accept it, is that okay? Right? Um, because I'm in some married groups, Christian married groups, black married groups, and it's a lot of dialogue on disrespect of spouses DMing, hearting other women on social media.
Because it's visual and that's
Yeah.
what they're looking at.
Hmm.
They're looking at those women. That's why I say, and then and go back to what we've talked about in previous conversations about
Hmm.
women getting enhancement for their man. Like you say, they
Yeah.
could be have that at home. If
Yeah.
they did, the woman wouldn't go because she's looking at the next one on social media and oh, let me go get snatched. Let me go get just a little bit more fat. Then
Hmm.
and let me get my hair, my makeup. Let me look flawless, and he's gonna look only at me. Mm-mm.
And that's not it. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But um now I will say this because you saying men are visual. I got some friends.
They
I'm gonna
are.
tell you what I did. I think people are, and I know what they're saying because biblically it talks about you know, men. But
Mhm.
there are
They
friends of
are.
mine because you end up seeing what your friends follow, right?
Right?
Honey, nah, a lot of them are watching, following sexually provocative men. So what
Mhm.
I did was there's an unfollow that you can do with your friends, right? And I
Mhm.
unfollow them. I don't
Mm.
I don't remove my friendship from them because here's what I think I do for myself. I ensure that I'm not watching something that's going to pull me into lust at another man. For
Right.
one, my sister, one of my sisters, we had a conversation about why when we with somebody, it's hard to really see another person, right? In a
Mm.
sexually provocative way.
Right.
And but that's how we are. But I did notice when I started this journey, this deep dive that I'm on right now, a lot of my friends do follow men that are doing sexually provocative stuff. So what I did was I was like, okay, let me go take a look. I'm gonna tell you, girl, I went deep. I said, let me look at what celebrities that I look at like, and there's a huge one, honey, that will
That
make you
you
want to go down his timeline. That's Morris
that
Chestnut. I'm just gonna put
oh
it out there. I
okay.
unfollowed him. I said,
Oh,
oh
you
no,
did? I never
huh,
followed him, but yeah, you did.
girl.
Why?
So that's a to me that's a
You saying Morris Chestnut?
yeah. You don't know who that is?
Yeah, I'm saying you
Oh,
saying
oh
Morris
yes.
Chestnut.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
his photos because he started. So what they do is he wasn't really doing a lot of social media, but he has a new sitcom that was coming out. It's out now. So he did a
Okay.
lot of promoting. You know where they I don't know if you've seen it where they go from the regular clothes and they pop in they nice suits and so
Yeah.
it's eye candy. He's giving eye candy. That's lustful. That's lustful. So I was like, okay, I've got to be careful what I'm taking in. And this was before this whole subject that we're discussing. This was just me doing my self evaluation
You went out.
Sonny, about a lot of these men.
You're going out again.
Was like, dog, it's like, and we married. You know, like I told
Yeah.
you, I think I only have one close friend that's not. But I mean, and it's very
So
lustful.
so you saying you will not follow him or watch him because of the way
If I
he's
get these
showing his
sexual,
body
yeah, if it can cause
desire for him.
a thing to where you like, dang, he,
So you
yeah,
have a sexual desire for him. Not saying
no,
you want
no,
him,
not
but
sexual,
well, you know,
right? I can see
you
him
know what
in
I'm saying.
like,
Uh,
ooh, so because
wait,
all that's
uh,
lustful. That's we
what
have
I'm
to acknowledge
saying,
what
yeah.
lustful is, huh?
Right. Yeah, I said I know
Yeah.
well, yeah, okay.
And that's called self-work. And so, and this is what I'm saying is that something that could be a hindrance because
Yeah,
that is something. Go ahead.
but women think differently from men. So you're training yourself not to look at those type of things because you
It's not
know
about
it's
if women
lustful.
are different because lusting is part of sexual immorality if you're married. So it's not about being a woman. It's about even if you're married, that's sexual
Right.
immorality. So what I'm
No, I
saying
know.
is
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
mhm,
men don't they
they
don't
don't get
think
a
like
pass. Don't
but
say they don't think like
they
because
do not think like
this
women.
is about the changing.
I know it's about
When
the
you say
changing, but
but listen, but when you say they don't think like women, what does that
mhm.
mean? Because lusting is lusting. It's not about if they think like women.
No, no,
It-
I'm saying like I'm saying you say in your head, I don't want to look at it because I'm guarding my kingdom or I'm guarding my marriage or whatever, however you want to say it.
mhm.
He's probably not looking at it like I'm not gonna look because I'm guarding my kingdom and my marriage.
We're not talking about the old
You
man.
saying?
This is about the men that are going towards their change. Keep that in mind. Everything that I'm talking
Okay, so
about
we're
is the
gonna
men walking in their new walk, not the old.
okay, so
Yeah.
this is how we see them going in the future. This is what you're saying.
No, I'm wondering if this could be because biblically, right? This is
Right.
what it is. So this is what
Hmm.
everything when I have a discussion, it's about that.
Okay.
So
So
when we're talking about the men, remember, because this is
okay,
about the men
the younger men coming
changing
in too.
the men because there are older
Yeah.
men that get married and get there are older men that get married too. So this is about the men and the requirement because this is part of that requirement, the lusting, right? So if like what is it in the Bible? You know me, girl, I'm not good with scriptures, but I can remember parts of
What?
different stuff, right? So the um
What?
if you know that there's something that could cause you I mean councils talk about this stuff all the time. It ain't about being a man or a woman. It's kingdom way of living. If you know that this puts you in a place outside of what God wants for you in your marriage, his institution of what marriage is, will this be social media and the trap of the sexual immorality, what it produces, what it's putting out there? is this going to play a role in the difficulty of those men making that change? That's what I'm saying.
I just said, yeah, they are visual. They look. I'm telling you, I follow you. You don't. I told you you're in a bubble. I follow this stuff. The young men now that's coming now, 30, 25, on up 30, 35, 40. They are still looking. They are looking at these little Instagram models. They
Wait a
are
minute, did you
still
say 40? So you don't think
yeah.
the 50, 60, and the 70s are? I'm just asking
Yes,
that question.
but you
Oh.
said don't you said don't worry about the older. You talking
No,
about the
oh
younger.
no, no, no,
I
no.
know
I was
these
saying,
old cats thinking they looking for these. They want to be cougars. Giving, I mean,
yeah,
not
because
cougars.
I was
What are they?
saying I
What
think
are
it's
they?
all of them. That's what I was saying when you
Yeah,
said the younger. That's why I was like, because I think it's all of them. Because I
yeah,
think
but you
the
saying
older
younger.
men.
I'm saying all of them, but you saying younger coming
I
behind us.
never
I
said
know
younger. I never said
the,
younger.
the older men are child. Older men are the ones giving the girl the young money. I mean, giving the young girl the money. Please, the young boys is the one that looking at them and want the money off of them. Stop.
Yeah. So what I was saying was men as a whole. But when you just said something, you said the younger men, and I was saying I wasn't talking about just the younger men. When I'm speaking, I'm talking about men, not older, not younger,
I
because you got
thought
to
that's what
remember.
you said.
No, I wasn't,
When I
because
said,
you got to
yeah,
remember. I still believe that even the older men can change their dynamics.
I
I
know
don't
it.
think
But
it's
when
just
I
the
said,
younger.
you said, keep in mind, I'm talking about the ones that are common. When I was
That's
talking to
when I
you,
say common, that's about changing. And older men are still changing. Remember, I've never said it would just be the younger men changing.
mm, okay.
It's going to be men changing their family dynamics. I never put an age
Mhm.
on that.
And
So I'm talking
so
about men as a
these older
whole.
men, so that's the question that was posed to me today. Since we can
Mhm.
say that they need to do this and do that, how do we help them to do this? Because
I
men,
don't
they
know.
don't, they're not going. They're visual. They're going to keep looking at these girls as long as these younger girls are out there.
So, so
And
you
it's
said
not
they're
like
going to keep doing it, even if you think they're trying to. Um,
be married or get
mhm.
fix a relationship or whatever. It's still because they're out there, and unless he's a godly godly
But this is
man,
what this is about, the godly man. Why are you getting away from
yeah,
that? We're not
yeah,
talking
because
about
because
this.
you got
This is
you
about
just
the men
posted them
changing the
all.
dynamics. You got to remember what this is about. They're
Yeah,
changing their bloodline. You
I
can't
know it,
stay
but
where they are. When we're not talking
I know
about
it. That's why I say, how can we help them? I don't see. We still talking. We're talking about something that is literally happening. How can
exactly.
you how can you help the situation? How can you what can we give? What advice can we give to stir in another direction?
I don't know. That's the reason why I wanted to have the conversation, because I think that um it can happen, but my issue would be, is it something that women should even worry about, right? Or play it like how you said, which I totally disagree. Well, they're
What
visual, so
they are.
they're gonna look. So
So what you mean how women should play it?
as far as if they're married to them, well, probably not married because they're going down the path, right? Well, no, some could be married. Play it as far as, is it acceptable because it's just social media, or should it be something that's addressed in regards to the family
I
unit,
think it's
the
been I
changing
think
of it, right?
yeah, I think it's being addressed a lot.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I do. I think it's being addressed a lot. Like you don't like most of women are addressing it. If you are on social media and you're seeing things, it's most women are addressing it. It has calmed down a lot from a lot of fighting and bickering over line because I haven't seen much, but I still see it. It's being addressed. The women are addressing it. Some men are addressing it.
Mm, okay. I haven't seen any men addressing it yet.
Yeah,
Okay. I've
some
seen
are.
women complaining about it in these private groups. Um, but I'm not seeing, and people, I hate to say it, but all people are saying, because you, like I said, I'm in a Christian group, and they're throwing out the prayer part.
Hmm.
And the women are very, very, very frustrated. Um,
And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
mhm.
So yeah, it's going. Women are frustrated. They people. You don't think women are addressing it? men don't hear it. I told you in the beginning,
Wait a minute.
they
You
say
say they
we
don't
start,
hear it, or do they not
they
care?
say we start stuff.
See, none of those women say, "Okay, yeah." You can't get stuck on a narrative because none of them said, "Oh, he said I'm starting stuff," or that. No, that
Okay.
I hadn't seen that yet. I think you
Okay,
and this
because
whole
you're a little
nagging thing.
group.
Stop
Because you're a
saying
little
men
group.
just be nagging. No, I
Because
think
you're
you're
a
just
little
one
group.
sided. You're just so used to the one negative side of
That
it.
you're a
That's
little
how
group. I
you
have both
see it.
sides. I see
Listen,
both sides, but
think
the
about it.
negative side is outweighing the positive side right now because
Right, but
women are
remember our
struggling.
podcast is about the men changing. So when I
Yeah,
wanted to
but that's
tap
what
in,
I'm asking. Yeah, how can we
let
help?
me
We
finish.
know this.
Let me finish. When I wanted to tap into, which was the original about the men changing the dynamic. So these are about different
Mhm,
men. This is not
mhm.
where they are. This is about the different men. And me saying, is that social media thing going to play a role in them making those changes? That's what this conversation was supposed to be about, not about the
Yeah,
guys who are not trying to change
and
their
I
family
said,
dynamic.
yeah, it's going to do that. I keep
Right.
telling you that
No, no,
social
hold on.
media is
You
hell.
saying you keep saying it, but what I'm saying is, so when we got from that part, we should have moved forward, right? So I feel like we kind of went back and forth on it because it seems it keep getting pulled into the men who are currently doing it when I keep talking about the future. And I think that's where we keep getting stuck.
And
I'm
we just
trying to
and
talk
I keep
about
telling you that what future? Hey, how are you
oh,
going to help them get in the future? This is
what do you
happening
mean
now.
what future?
How are we
Are
going to
you
help them
okay
get?
today? Because you
Yes,
said
I'm
what
asking you.
future?
Yes, because it's like it's a future. I see it's a future. It's just like I'm just
Yeah.
like oh,
It
like
is. And remember,
yeah,
I
okay.
said I think it's going to be a slow change. I don't want to stay on the negative of where they are today. What I'm saying is when they're going through the change, and it's so this is where I wanted it to go, and it didn't go that way. Okay, I'll say this. In posing the question on the expectation of those who are changing their family dynamics, I'm not talking about the little scrubs who stand in the worldly way.
No,
Let's
no,
make that
stop
clear.
saying that. The scrub.
Right.
Stop.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about those men that we are talking about, well, I thought we're talking about the ones who are trying
Mm-hmm.
to change their family dynamics. I
Mm-hmm.
think that the lusting has to be addressed because it is huge, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the posing of the question was for us to then go into thoughts on, again, I said, should the woman kind of downplay it as it's not that serious? Or it was going to go into, okay, well, it should be addressed,
Yes,
and
you
this is how
address
they
it.
address it, right?
And I
Because
said they are addressing it. They are addressing it. I'm
see what you
telling
just said
you.
again? You're talking about the current people. Okay. I'm trying to have it
So
about
are you saying should
how
they
will
address
so let me
it
say this.
more?
So let me say this. In the future, for the men who start their process, right, of changing,
Mm-hmm.
doing the self-work, if that's not included, should a conversation be had, and how would that conversation be initiated between that husband and wife in a respectful way? Because let's say this, there's a couple, and I'm not going to bring them up.
Okay.
He unalived her and then himself. This just happened 2 weeks
Oh,
ago. Okay.
oh wow. Sad to hear
Was
that.
it two back to back? Girl, it
Mm.
may have been two back. No, it was one huge one, and then somebody started doing it the next day, and they said
Oh, you
stop.
said the one
They
on
told
social media?
Yeah, and then they told
Okay,
them
yeah.
to stop because the second couple who started blasting each other on social media about the disrespect, they told them stop because another couple had just died, right? So it was to go into how do the communication start for these households who are now under kingdom living and making changes, because everything is a slow roll, right? It's not going to be an immediate boom. We got this together. There are going to be some tough conversations. And I think social media
Plays a
and the
big part.
lusting is going to be one of the things that women are going to have to address, and
Yes.
more so, how do they address it? So that's really where I was trying to go with it, not the
Yeah,
back and
and I've
forth
answered it. I in that
on
man
how they address
in
it. When
yeah,
I don't feel
and
we
how
ever got to that. I think you
they
said they
gon
are addressing it.
yeah, they
So
are
these are
and
not.
I think the way they will be able to address it in a respectful way, in a
Mhm.
non-toxic way. It's gonna have to be healing, and they're gonna have be willing to be open and listen. That's
Do you
the
think that
only
entails
way. Trust
counseling?
and communication is the only way for a relationship to stand. If you have no trust and no communication, you will not stand, you will fall. And men and women are having a tough time with a communication these days. In this
So do
climate,
you
it's
think
a
that's
lot.
gonna entail counseling?
You think what?
Do you think that time when it comes to when they're down that road, making those changes, would that entail counseling? Possibly.
It possibly, if there is an agreement together, not one
Mhm.
forcing the other one. We
Yep.
need agreement. We need
Mhm.
togetherness. We don't need me saying you need to go and you don't want to go. No, we need togetherness. That's why sometimes you have to heal by yourself. Sometimes you need to
Yep.
just go by yourself.
By yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
my healer is the Lord. So I'm going to be on his couch every day, all day if I need to.
Mhm. But I always tell
Period.
people who, that sound like my sister. I almost said her name. Oops. But
Yeah.
yeah, and some people need more, right? Meaning they
Yeah,
need a
and that's
person
right, and
that's
he
right
will
there.
send
And
you. If you're
yeah, and that's
listening, he will
girl, let
send
me
you
tell
to
you.
where you need
Yes.
to go.
And I definitely believe he have counselors, God created all. So
That's
counselors are
right.
good for some people.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So that's why I think so. I'll give my opinion. I think that one of the best ways to have the communication is the vulnerability. The one who is being offended will need to be vulnerable in that moment and address whether or not they think that they need counseling, right?
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
and then
That's
it could
it.
be a slippery
Togetherness.
slope. But this is
Mhm,
about the man who is trying to get there.
mhm.
So it was just something that I wanted to touch on because I think that that's going to be one because social media is here to stay. Like back when we were younger, this wasn't an issue. It was they got around, so
Yeah.
it wasn't
But
that
see,
they couldn't.
everybody's taking everything to social media. They take out
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
eat, where you go,
yeah,
your
mhm,
business. Why is the world in your business?
yeah,
The world should not be in your business. The social media is for fun, for enjoyment, for entertainment, for
yeah.
learning, not
Mhm.
for us to be in your business. But I see it now that's how people are making money from other
They are.
people's hurt and
Yeah,
pain.
yeah, yeah. And remember, and that's why we wanted our podcast to not be about honing in on just that negative
Right,
side, but
right.
ours is
What can we
supposed to
do?
be
How
about
can we
what can.
show? Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what I wanted it to go into. Not
And
about
I
where they
think
are today. It's
and I
about.
think your
Go ahead.
example showed
Mhm.
that this is a way that you can cut some of that out or help to start the healing process of a
Yeah.
relationship of a married man or get him out there. Your example of because Mars Chestnut was doing, his thing, you
He
focus
was just
off of him.
breathing, honey.
Yeah, okay.
And I
You
was
focus
like, "You
off
know
of
what?
him.
Oh, no, brother.
Yeah, that was an
That's
example.
let your wife
That was
have all
an
that.
example.
Let me get out
Yes,
y'all business like that. Let me get out of her
yes,
husband business." Because
yes.
I was also looking at those comments, and people think it's funny. They know he's
Mhm.
married. Ooh, that's my husband. They doing these little joke, but some of them women, if they had the opportunity,
Right. They
you
would
know what
take
I'm
it.
saying? Yeah, absolutely. So I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to be a part of that.
And
So
that's right, and that was an
yeah.
example right
But
there.
hold on. But do you know the name Charlemagne the God? Do you know who that is?
I do. Who
Okay.
don't know
So
Charlemagne?
there's some people not girl, but he actually admitted because that he won't even compliment another
Right.
woman. And so the
Mhm.
guy that was interviewing him said, like, oh, really? He's like, let me tell you something. These brothers out here are lost. He said, you know how I disrespected my wife?
Mhm.
After all I've done,
They're
there's no
lost.
way. So he was
They're
out,
lost.
he was trying to school them that
You went out. You're still out, and you're still out, and it's 8:30, and we thank you guys for joining in tonight. We hope you heard something that would change your way of thinking. We look forward to seeing you join us in on tomorrow. Thank you for watch us work. Have a good night.